Hello and welcome back to Data Analysis and Visualization. I'm Javita Christie, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how you can pick the most appropriate design style for your purpose and your target audience. So let's begin. Analytical types might say that the only purpose for a data visualization is to convey numbers and facts through charts and graphs. No beauty or design is needed. But more artistic folks may insist that they have to feel something in order to really understand it. So, like we saw in the first video when we started data visualization, we saw that there were three types of visualizations, and one of them is just two of them are just storytelling and artistic ones, and the third one is just showcasing. So showcasing is which is done, which a lot of numbers and charts and graphs, which is fine for data analysts to see and understand, but they do not require you to use a lot of color and a lot of design in it. But if you are dealing with artistic folks, say you're dealing with politicians, or for some campaign, you're dealing with voters, then you require some artistic tools. You require some art inside your data visualization. So it depends on what kind of a visualization you want to create. Now, how to pick a design style. So truth be told, a good data visualization is neither artless and dry nor completely abstract in its artistry. Rather, its beauty and design lie somewhere on the spectrum between these two extremes. So even if you're developing something for a completely analytical purpose, you wouldn't be just creating something that's dry and boring. You would still be adding color into it, because color always matters. What kind of bar chart you are creating, that always matters. It's not just that you always create everything black and white. So there has to be some art in everything, but then at the same time, it does not have to be too artistic so that people feel that it's something that's just it loses its analytical meaning. So you have to strike a perfect balance between it, between that being, analytical and artistic. To choose the most appropriate design style, you must first consider your audience and then decide how you want them to respond to your visualization. How exactly do you want them to respond to your visualization? Okay, so it depends all on the type of audience that you have figured out for yourself. Are they really, are they into business? Are they running some corporations? Or are they politicians? Okay, are they teachers? What kind of people they are? Based on that, you would choose your appropriate visualization. If you're looking to entice your audience into taking a deeper, more analytical dive into the visualization, employ a design style that induces a calculating and exacting response in its viewers. So if you want them to take some calculative response, then by all means, you should use a lot of numbers in your visualization, so that as soon as they see it, they are able to calculate and they are able to take some exact response using it. But if you want your data visualization to fuel your audience's passion, then you should use an emotionally compelling design style instead. And I'm going to show you both the styles. I'm going to show you examples of both a little bit later in this video. So you'll come to know what exactly it means, calculating an exacting response and emotionally compelling design. So first of all, using design to induce a calculating, exacting response. So how to create a design for a calculating and exacting response from your audience. If you're designing a data visualization for corporate types like engineers, scientists, or organizational decision makers, then keep your design simple and sleek using the data showcasing or data storytelling visualization, not the second type, which is artistic one. So if you're dealing with, scientists and engineers, then you would pick data showcasing. But if you were dealing with organizational decision makers, who are like CEOs or directors or people like that of that sort, who may probably not who may not really appreciate a lot of numbers and all, but they would like a good story, then you would create a data storytelling visualization. To induce a logical, calculating feel in your audience, include a lot of bar charts, scatter plots, and line charts. Color choices here should be rather traditional and conservative. The look and feel should scream corporate chic. So you don't want to use a lot of dazzling colors, which are very catchy. Don't want to use a lot of red, but you want to use a lot of blue or white or black and make your charts and scatter plots and everything look corporate. So it has to be a traditional conservative design when you want to induce a calculating and exacting response from your audience. Visualizations of this style are meant to quickly and clearly communicate what's happening in the data, direct, concise, and to the point. The best data visualizations of this style convey an elegant look and feel. So it should look something very professional. When you look at it, you want it to look very elegant, and whatever story that you are trying to tell should just come out by just looking at it, and you should be able to see all the calculations and all the data right away. So here is an example of such a visualization. You can see here there are so many sections, there are selectors given, and it definitely does not have a lot of color. It's certainly not black and white, although. So you need to understand that you don't have to create something, which is just gray, but you can add color into it, but that color should only be added when it has some meaning into it. So you can take a good look at how this is working. So there are selectors, the wealth groups, there is a discount selector you can see on that side. There are before segments, customer segments, which are available. So there are 4 different types of colors used to show different segments. Okay. And you can see the sales for all the customers. So it is a sort of a chart. This is a sort of a bar chart, but we are using circles here. So you can see this is how we are showing the percentage. And when you look at it, you can directly tell what exactly it is showing. It is showing the sales for different types of customers. Okay. And after you've added customer segmentation, which I talked to you about in my videos on data science or data analytics in e-commerce for driving growth in e-commerce, how you can create segments of customers. Like if you have customers, you don't just want to provide the same kinds of advertisements to all your customers. You want to first divide your customers into different segments. For example, some people might be interested in cooking, and some people might be interested in sports. So divide your customers and then provide advertisements to them based on these segments. So you can see how when we created segments, how the data looks quite different after creating 4 different segments of customers here. And then you can see how comparisons are made right here. So you can see these are different comparisons made based on the average sales by channel for all types of customers. So you can see that in these 4 sections, there are again different categories like how exactly those audiences were contacted, customers were contacted. Was it testing room, newsletter, email, or was it a wire maker phone call? So this is how it's a big picture, and when you look at it, you can understand what exactly is happening. So this is a very corporate look for your data visualization. Now, the second thing is to use design to elicit a strong and emotional response. So if you're designing a data visualization to influence or persuade people, Then incorporate design artistry that invokes an emotional response in your target audience. So you want to incorporate design artistry. You want to incorporate art into your design so that it invokes an emotional response in your target audience. These visualizations usually fall under the data art category, but an extremely creative data storytelling piece could also inspire this sort of strong emotional response. And emotionally provocative data visualizations often support the stance of one side of a social, political, or environmental issue. So usually um, it is a social, political, or environmental issue that is dealt with using a design for a strong and emotional response. These data visualizations include fluid, artistic design elements that flow and meander. Additionally, rich, dramatic color choices can influence the emotions of the viewer. This style of data visualization leaves a lot of room for artistic creativity and experimentation. So, like I said, you would want eye-catching colors here. You don't just want blue and yellow and um, green, but you want some eye-catching color like red. And you can add as many design elements as you want into your visualization because you want to provoke a strong and emotional response in your audience. So take a look at this. This design right here looks like a lot of blood. Now there's a reason why it looks like that because this is about a country called Iraq and it's bloody toll. That's the title. So you can see even the title itself is not something very straightforward. It's given in this manner. And I can just zoom in on some part of this graph and explain it to you properly. So now you can see what exactly it is. You can see Iraq's bloody toll. That's what the graph says. Okay. So how many people got killed or, how many monthly fatalities were there. So you can see monthly fatalities are given right on the axis, the y-axis, and you can see all the numbers there, 0, 500, 1000, 1500. And this could easily have been, inverted like y-axis here and x-axis here, but that's not what we are trying to do. We want to build this, we want the blood to, flow in downwards manner. So which is why it is inverted, because it wants to make a statement. So that is why it's like this. You can see all the years on top. You can see 2003, 4, 5, 6, and it's up to 2011. And there's a little bit of explanation over here given, which you can see. And from the chart, it's quite easy to make out in which years exactly there was more bloodshed. And then let's take a look at another part of this chart. So you can see right here, this is another part of the chart. And this is also depicting some numbers. If you take a closer look at it, you'll understand. So it just explains a little bit more about this chart present right here. And then finally, even in the bottom, there is some conclusion given. Okay, the biggest killers, there is some conclusion given. So when you look at this and when you try to explain it to someone, it's very easy to get that person to have some emotional response to this because it is created in such a way. And there's a lot of red color and everything is very precise. Even though it is so artistic, it does not actually obscure the meaning of the chart. When you look at it, you still understand what it is trying to say. And it's perhaps easier to understand than the chart we saw before because that one was more storytelling, but this one's artistic. And it's also meant for people that may not have an analytical mind. So, like political activists or environmentalists. So, for that reason, you want the chart to be clear, but at the same time, artistic. So, that's what an artistic chart looks like. And this is where I'll end this video, and I'll be back with the next one. So I'll see you there, and thank you for watching.